Hello everybody, my name is whimreaper and today we are going to be building a Skyrim styled house in The Sims 4. So if you're a fan of Skyrim, I really hope that you like this Let's Build. I thought that since Skyrim houses are generally fairly simple and just kind of small, I thought that this would be a perfect opportunity for a speed build. So I have a reference image here. I want to make a cottage and I'm building this on a 30 by 20 lot in Forgotten Hollow. And the reason I'm building it here is part of my world save file, so if you've been following that, it is not gone, don't worry, I'm working on it in the background. It's just taking a bit longer since I have to go to school now. But we're gonna be making a cottage, like I just said, and we're gonna use a little bit of Realm of Magic for this. I know this is in Forgotten Hollow, but I think vampires and Realm of Magic mix super well. So that's why we're building it here. Now, the image I have doesn't have this portion on the back, but I wanted this to be an alchemist house and potentially make a shrine of Azura. So if you don't know what that is, or if you're not a fan of Skyrim, Azura is the Daedric prince of basically spells, magic, sometimes at nighttime I believe. I did a little bit of research since I'm not super duper savvy on Skyrim lore, although I try to be. So that's basically what Azura is, and I thought that would just work super well in a spellcaster's house, and it would be kind of creepy in Forgotten Hollow. I thought it matched the aesthetic of this world the best. But yeah, we're gonna be trying to go for a pretty accurate Skyrim style house. So Skyrim style houses kind of have these wooden steps with no railings. Like, I don't think I've seen a house in Skyrim that has railings on it, so please be aware that if you download this house and you're expecting railings, you're not getting any, because I want to go for accuracy here. I don't usually do this type of a video or a build, so it seems like we have this little deck piece that is usually on Skyrim houses, but we're gonna have to extend it the other way, I think, because of the way the stairs work, and put them right in the middle here. For some reason, it's not letting me go like that, so I'll just extend it out a little bit. I don't think that'll mess up our aesthetic at all, and I want it to be 3 across in the center, so we're gonna have to make sure that works. Yeah, we're gonna have to extend everything out this way just by 1 for it to look good. This is also kind of a good way to get into house building for any of you who are struggling a little bit. I know sometimes I've definitely struggled trying to build an original looking house plan, and it just turns out really weird and not how I wanted it. So this is some way you can kind of get a plan, is start putting down foundation. Don't even worry about the floor plan and just create a shape of your house. This is a very simple house, mind you, because it's supposed to be kind of medieval, and back then they wouldn't have a ton of ornamental decorations or even different shapes. So Skyrim houses, the one I'm looking at here, it has round columns to support kind of a overhanging roof. So I think we'll do that, but I'm not sure which round columns to use because they're very wooden, very raw timber looking, and we just, at least I don't have any columns like this for the packs that I have. This Island Living one is kind of similar, but it has little decorations on it, so that's what makes me hesitate to use it. I think this one kind of isn't that noticeable though, so we'll start with these ones. We can change it later if it looks kind of bad. I think that this is probably the orientation we'll use, and then we can put up some walls to start to see how big this thing is actually gonna be, which is, it's gonna be very small, I'll tell you that right now. I might put a little outhouse so we don't have to fit a bathroom inside. I think that's kind of realistic as well. So we're gonna go a 2 wide porch, and then the rest of this is gonna be the house. And another thing that I've seen is a 2-story kind of version of this same house I'm looking at, where... Why is there no roof? Sorry about that. Where on the top floor there's kind of a roof that's cut in, so it's like almost like it has an attic. We can't really use attics in The Sims, but we could make it a very small attic space just to add in a kind of more open feel. I think I'm gonna want to take this down to the lower setting, and I'm so glad in this patch that they fixed the columns. Oh my gosh, that was just horrendous. So I think we can add in this little section here that will, for the most part, serve our needs, but we will have to see how it works because the sides aren't exactly equal, but we can try it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the roof, and to get this kind of attic space, all you have to do is, instead of using one gabled roof and putting it all the way across, you just use two different ones, and then on the top you use a gable roof, and I'll show you in a second how that works. So here, this is a different section of the build, but I was thinking we could also connect it through like back porches. These builds tend to have a lot of stairs, Skyrim houses. I'm sure you've noticed if you've played. I'm sure a lot of you had played a lot more than I have, in fact. It's just lately I've been really getting back into the game. I never actually finished the main quest line, which I know is like shocking to a lot of people, but back when I had the game at first for PlayStation 3, it actually crashed pretty bad on me, so I never got to complete it. Also, there are quite a few balconies on Skyrim builds, so if we even extend this, or actually, I don't want to extend it all the way. I think we'll extend it and leave a little space like this, because that's what it's looking like on the thing I'm seeing, which means we'll probably have to take in the porch for it to make sense, but then it'll make it even more evenly spaced, so it's gonna look good. And I think that's what we want to go for here, is aesthetics and accuracy, but I don't think any of this will detract from the accuracy whatsoever. Obviously, I'm not basing this off of a specific house. I kind of waffled with the idea of doing like a version of Lakeview Manor or something like that, and then I decided that I would much rather do an original kind of styled build. So we can also maybe take out this a little bit, so it'll be a bigger section here, but then that way the roofing makes a lot more sense and it makes it a more simple shape, which is more typical of these Skyrim houses, and I think I'm kind of happy with that. So this kind of is the form we're gonna go for, and I think we're gonna go with stone on the bottom layer and wood on the top layer. And I know most houses just have stone on little accent parts, but I think I want to go with stone all over the bottom, or maybe we could just do it on this back section. Actually, I think that's what we'll do. So we will make it out of, I think, this stone, and we'll go with a dirty one because it would be dirty, obviously. And I really wish we had a winter world in The Sims 4. So all you people who are here for the Sims part of the video, don't worry, I'll talk about The Sims. Because we got seasons, but we didn't really get like a tundra like you would consider would be like Skyrim. Like we got, you know, it was kind of decent where it's like weather was added to all the worlds, which obviously that's great, but I would have loved to see like a proper like Canadian winter, since that's what I'm kind of used to myself. Yeah, do you guys live in a tundra climate, or is that something you'd like to see in The Sims, or not so much? I know the next pack is like unofficially, but like kind of officially gonna be university, which, I mean, like, personally, I'm not excited for it, but don't get mad at me yet. The reason I'm not excited for it is because I'm a university student, and I literally live that life every day, and I'm not one of the players that likes to relive their life in The Sims. I like to forget about my life when I play The Sims. So when I'm talking about, like, I don't want to play university, then I'm like, No, really, just because I don't want to have to relive that in my day-to-day, if you know what I mean. Are you guys excited for university though? Because I know a lot of people are, and it's not that I'm not happy for you guys, I'm just kind of like waiting for something a little more different that we haven't had before, because obviously university's been done in a variety of ways across the Sims series, and I'm just kind of waiting for something to really like new to pop out at me. So we'll just go with this, no harm done. We'll add some like extra columns and stuff to make it look more medieval, and some friezes. Like we'll do maybe this one I think is ornamental but not too ornamental. I want to do this dark one, so let's see if we can apply it to a room. It doesn't seem like it's actually even showing up on the outside, so we might have to make our own friezes. And there's like no windows on Skyrim houses. So depressing. Like, like basically there's just like little windows that go really near to the floor on the top level, and that seems to be kind of characteristic of all of them. But I might add in a couple windows just to make it like a tiny bit more lit up. But we're gonna try to find some small ones to go across here. And this is actually kind of accurate. I just need to use move objects if I wanted to go for that one. But I want to see if there's anything else. There's this one, which I think that's too decorative. This one is actually really good. And what else is there? I think stuff from Get Together would be really nice. Something like this. Ooh, that's actually almost exactly what is on this house I'm looking at, this cottage. So, although we have a 3 length here, so we might have to go with the single version of this, which I'm not sure if there is one that's the same, like, height. I don't think there is, so we're probably gonna go with this in a darker color, actually, and put move objects on and see if it'll cooperate. Okay, so that kind of works like that, and then I think we should put like a couple more, but I don't know how it'll look. We might have to raise this up a little just to make it look more coherent. Yeah, I like that. Then at least the top floor can have some light. I think the top floor will be like a little tiny bedroom, and that will work pretty well for our needs. So, okay, then on this part of the build, it doesn't make sense why these parts would stick out if there's nothing special about them, so I'm gonna splurge a little bit, be a little bit luxurious, and put on like some very small windows there, because like I said, they were kind of not that common on Skyrim houses, and that's probably because everyone was pretty poor. Like if you look on the more rich houses, they tend to have windows, but on the cottages and stuff, they tend to like have no windows. So we'll put on a couple on those parts, but other than that, we're gonna leave it windowless, which drives me crazy. I love windows on my houses, I add them all the time, but for the sake of the build, we're not gonna add any more. Okay, for roof details, there's actually quite a few on Skyrim houses, and this kind of actually works for us because this is on a lot of Skyrim houses. It seems like it matches the color of the roof. That looks really good actually, and I think that this pattern, although it's like meant to be for an island house, like it actually really works. Like a lot of island living stuff, surprisingly, is like working really well in this Skyrim build. Like you'd think that it would be opposite, but that almost looks like a Nordic pattern, which is precisely what we want to go for. I don't think we're going to add on a chimney because I don't think most of the houses would have a fireplace, and I don't think we're going to add on any like decorations. But what we will add on are these little pegs, because they are abundant on builds like this. So I think maybe we should go for dark ones so they stand out a tiny bit, or we could go for lighter ones. No, those blend in way too much. I think these are actually the best. I didn't expect them to be the best, but they are. Okay, so we're gonna kind of place them along the roof line to make it look like this is what's kind of the framework of the roof. So let's try to get it the same on the other side. I'm just gonna quickly put in some rocks. I might actually not do all the landscaping in the video. I might just leave some for the screenshots, but we'll just do this right now. And I kind of wanted to do a build I knew I could achieve in just like one part, because it's kind of fun just to do like one coherent section and then just like talk to you guys as I'm doing it. It's a lot of grooviness, you know? You probably don't know. You have no clue what I'm saying. You're terrified. Welcome to the channel, by the way, if you've never been here before. I doubt that many of you have, actually, which is kind of scary. But welcome nonetheless. I hope you like Skyrim, at least, if you're here. If you don't like Skyrim, like, good on you for checking this out. I'm proud of you, and I'm also proud of you for making it this far in the video, because, who has time for that nowadays, to be honest? Like, I don't judge for people who click off after like 10 minutes. It's like, yeah, I get it. I don't even know how long I'm gonna be, to be honest, but I will try not to be too long. And if I am too long, I will try not to bore your pretty little heads off. And if you're also new to my channel, I hate to be like a self-promoter, but please check out my 100 baby challenge. I would really appreciate it. We have a lot of fun, we have a lot of characters and a lot of drama. Some episodes that haven't been released yet, they're a bit more kooky, like, a lot of stuff is coming up. Like, I have to pre-record just basically because university mandates it, because of, I don't know when I'm gonna suddenly be swamped with stuff and I'm gonna need extra substance that I don't have, but you know, I've pre-recorded a lot and it's a good time, basically is what I'm saying. And if you've been watching it already, hint hint nudge nudge, like look out for episode like 19-ish, I think. That's when it starts getting real fiery, so you know, like it's 100 baby challenge, like how special could it possibly be? But I love it, so I hope you guys will also love it. So this is pretty much the extent of the landscaping I'm gonna do. I might throw in a couple flowers that are kind of look like they're in Skyrim. Like there's lavender for sure, and there's also like tons of toadstools everywhere. So I don't know, I think that you have to do debug to get the toadstools, but I'm gonna do it. Hopefully they just show up. I don't like going through the debug menu. Ah, and there they are. Perfect. Just put some little cute toadstools hiding out back here. I love adding like little details to my builds where it's like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. This is an apothecary's cottage. Of course there's gonna be little mushrooms about. Also, I think there's like blue mountain flowers and red mountain flowers. Well, I know there are, so I'm gonna throw some back here. And then we're gonna pop in some trees, and that'll be it for the exterior. So obviously we gotta go with pine trees, but I'm gonna go with this dry one so it matches the environment of Forgotten Hollow. We could even make it like kind of a vampire's cottage, like a secret vampire, because there are vampires in Skyrim and they just like kinda, they either are like chilling in cabins or like sometimes they're like in underground caves and whatnot. But I think it's just kind of fun to like hint at maybe there's a vampire who lives here, especially since like if you're gonna play this save file, which by the way, if you don't know what that is, just check it out on my channel. Just like go over there and there's a playlist for World Overhaul and it'll basically explain what I mean. But if you're gonna play this in that save file, you're gonna be wanting to probably put a vampire here. So obviously it kind of makes sense then that it would hint at a vampire living here. I don't know if vampires worship Azura, but we're gonna make it someone who worships Azura who lives here. Obviously, you can play this as a non-Skyrim house also. Don't worry about like, oh, but I don't like Skyrim. Like, why would I download this little cottage that, like, is all Skyrim based and stuff? It's like, just, you can take out stuff if you don't want it to be Skyrim focused. And I did lie. We're almost done the landscaping. I'm just gonna put in terrain paint. I said we would just do trees, but oopsie. Okay, so let's put in some stone. I want it to be way softer. Does anyone use like any softness other than the softest one? I swear I never use any of the other ones. It's just like, like, why would I go for like the most hardcore brush? It's like, unless I'm erasing, then I will sometimes, but I just never have found the need to use really extreme brushes. And in fact, I'm even gonna like go in and erase some of this harshness here because it's a little too stand out-ish. Like, especially because this path's gonna be all overgrown and stuff. So I think that looks really good. Good on us. We did a good job. You guys are involved in this too, don't you worry. Okay. I think I'll do outdoor lighting on my own because that's not fun to watch, but we'll go straight to the interior now. So this is basically what it looks like. I thought that this was going to be a lot smaller and it would nicely fit in a shrine, but you know what we can do is we can add in like a spandreled off section that could kind of have like a hidden shrine. I think that's fun. And then like right in the middle it's just like, oh, an obvious little alchemist corner. Like, of course there's an alchemist corner in here. It's just like a nice little cottage where you'd go out into the nature and collect your materials, but no, they're vampires secretly. I like how lore develops as you make builds if you can't tell. So I hope you like it as well because there'll probably be quite a lot of that. And we're gonna add in some light wood stairs. I think this is the color we used outside, and I'm gonna make it quite a squishy situation in here. I like that. I don't know why squishy situation. Sounds kind of dumb, but I love it. Okay, I think we'll cover up this passageway a little bit actually, kind of like making it even more hidden, like you're not supposed to go over here. Or possibly we could also use this to separate the kitchen off, so we could put it like here-ish, and then I wonder if we can rotate it in any direction. No, we can't really. I think what we'll do is, this is actually kind of hard because if this were the kitchen, it would be making a little more sense. I think we're gonna just put it smack dab in the middle, and then we're gonna push it over here. So this can be a dining area under the stairs. Maybe we could put like a cooking pot, quote unquote, like there's not gonna be one, but over there. And then this can be kind of the more communal bit with some bookshelves and stuff. And then up here is gonna be a loft for a bedroom. So that seems like a pretty good floor plan. Again, no banisters, no stair rails, not kid friendly whatsoever. Like, not even gonna try, because that's not how the houses are in Skyrim. If you want to download this and you don't care about the accuracy, go ahead and add in banisters and all that stuff, but I'm not going to because the point is to make it a Skyrim house. Now, this green bed sheet is on like all the beds in Skyrim, and I really want to use this new pack, so I think that's what we're gonna go with for the bed. Also, I don't know if it should be next to the window though, because they're a vampire. So we could kind of shove it here by the stairs, and then it's almost blocking, but I don't know if they can get there, so I don't want to block it too much. What we could do is put it like that, I think, in the corner. That makes the most sense. That's the most stereotypical layout. I think I want to put a chest here, actually, so that's in storage. I'm doing the bedroom first because I have a better idea of what I want to do with the bedroom, so I hope that's okay with you guys. So let's put in a chest. And normally, by the way, I spend like ages doing like each individual tiny little thing, which maybe to you it seems like that, but for a Let's Build, this is very quick for me. I usually don't spend this little time on it. I usually dwell so much. So, but since it's something that like I kind of have a reference for, it's a lot easier. Okay, so definitely in Skyrim, they have these side tables with doors on it, so this is perfect. And we're gonna try to find a dark wood version. I mean, like, this black one works fairly well, so we'll go with the black. And then for lighting, everything's gonna have to be like sconces, because that's what it is in Skyrim. Like, if you build your own house, it's all like these, like, I think it's horker tusk sconces, but I'm gonna try to find one that looks like it could be like a tusk. It doesn't really seem like there are any that are popping out, but this one and this one look the most similar. I think I'll do this one with just a iron accent on it, but since this is also a vampire's lair, I think it can be very underlit without it being too weird, because vampires don't like light anyway, so they wouldn't probably have a ton of sconces around. And there we go. I like how I forget like all the building terms, but then like sconces, I'm just like, oh yeah, I got that one. It doesn't really make much sense. I think we'll put one here and one here, and then also like on either side of the door, but like a little farther from the door, and that's pretty much all the light you're gonna get down here as well. I like limiting light in places like this because it really makes them look more homely and old. Also, I'm just gonna quickly look for reference images of what the interior of these places look like, so I can see what flooring to do. Okay, so I found one, and it kind of seems like really destitute plank floors. And I think this works, basically. Immediately, this is the one I'm drawn to, and I think this light color, yep, basically that's it. So that was very easy. I'm happy about that. So I'm gonna continue doing this. Basically, the walls always look like they're just wood planks, so I'm gonna also do that. I think I might go with just like the stereotypical like one that you can't change, but then that doesn't look good. In my opinion, it just doesn't work. I think this one could also be potentially good. I wish there were just ones that had bigger planks on it. Basically, this is the only one we can really go with. I think, did we do the dark outside? It should match. It is the same, so yeah, we'll match it to the outside. And then, yeah, okay, so we got the wallpaper situation sorted out. Now, we should put on the side table, like, a diary, because there's always a diary when there's someone in Skyrim who's got some sketchy stuff going on. So, that's what we're doing. We're putting a diary so that people know this person is sketchy. If they ever go in their house, they'll be like, you have a diary, therefore you have a dark secret. That's what it seems to be, anyway. Actually, that one, I like the black color. There. So yeah, now you know to avoid this person. Is that just me, or like if there's a diary in Skyrim, you're like, ooh, dark secrets to be found? Because I feel like that could just be me, to be honest. Okay, actually, we should get a dresser, because there are always the dressers here too. There's like a billion dressers in Skyrim. Like, you will have more than enough clothes if you loot all of like the dressers. I wonder if anyone has done that in Skyrim actually, where you just go around and like every dresser you have to take all the contents. I bet that's like some sort of challenge, because then you'd get like the over encumbered thing all the time, which would make it so hard to do any fighting at the beginning especially. Okay, yeah, we're gonna make it like this area is tiny because of this dresser here. Now, in this corner, we gotta kind of fill it because it looks dumb. So there are also little wall lights that you can, or not wall, I'm sorry, floor lights you can do that are also similar to the sconces. But I think for a vampire, we could also get away with like an orb light. I think that would also make this a little more ominous. And yeah, you could also just explain maybe there's a candle, but I like that. I'm not actually using enough of vampires, I'm guessing, but oh well. I want to make a Skyrim house, and I don't care how I have to do it to make it accurate. So I said there weren't really fireplaces in most of the houses, but I think I kind of lied. And I don't really know what they do for a chimney then, because I haven't seen one on any of the images, but I've seen fireplaces on the inside. So I might add a chimney outside, just because it makes more sense to me. But let's put in, I don't like this one for this particular use because it has crystals in it. Like, I love it for what it is, but I think we're gonna have to go with something like that. Or actually this one. Okay, I totally missed this one. This is perfect. It just needs to be a different color is all. I wish there was one that was more gray, but this seems like it'll do the trick. So maybe this will be the kitchen here. Or is it too big? Are you kidding me? There, good enough. Okay. I think I can fix that little gap as well easily enough. So this is gonna be the kitchen living area. Also, like I said, wardrobes everywhere. Immediately I was looking at the space being like, huh, and then there. Better already. More like Skyrim. Okay, so let's put an animal rug down here as well. There's definitely gonna be one in like the main living area. So we could put in, I think there's only a few options, honestly, and like they don't make any sense. There aren't like zebras in Skyrim. So I think actually there's a more tattered rug from City Living that's fur, and that one would go better for down here because the tattered fur would make a lot of sense. I can't find it. There it is. Okay, so let's get this one in maybe a black? I don't know. I think that maybe it should go this way. And what color should it be? I think this brown one actually looks way better. And then as for like furniture, I don't think there is a such thing as couches. So we're gonna go with a stool. Probably in a light wood just to make it kind of more standing out from the rest of this house because the walls are all dark colored. And then a chair, I think. I honestly don't remember what the chairs look like at Skyrim. It's kind of embarrassing, but you don't look at them usually. I'm trying to find an image just quickly on my phone here, but not really anything's coming up, so I think I might just go with my gut. So I think that like a wooden one with like kind of like this but not that style. Like I feel like this could be acceptable as long as the actual back is like dark wood. Like that one's acceptable. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's put it in like that. Oh, there's also this. This is so good. I'm gonna put this in the dining area, more like that kind of sort of place, but in a lighter color so it stands out. Possibly a little. I think it would look good like this, and then there's corner shelves everywhere too. So I think there's a corner shelf in this game. I don't know if it would show up here. It kind of might show up like this. It might also just be 100% decorative, so I might have to find it later. I do not see it at all. I'm probably just blind, but it might be in a decorative section as well. So we'll worry about the shelving over here first. So I think we're gonna do some bigger shelves. It seems that Skyrim tends to have like this kind of shelf, but I think we can make it work like that. Perfect. I think that looks good. I think we'll move the stool actually because it looks like it's kind of crowded. Now, they have like tons of stuff on their shelf. So we're gonna throw some clutter up there, and this is an alchemist place, so I think a lot of things go for what she might have. Let's put this. This looks like potion bottles. I want a bright color for these. I'll raise it up with the cheat. I hope that you guys don't mind that I'm using move objects for this. You can also just delete everything that I use move objects for if you don't want it. Like that. This also makes it look strangely homey for a vampire, but oh well. Oh, a well, actually. That's actually pretty cool to have like a well out here, because that would definitely make sense. Maybe just like kind of back here, push aside. Yeah, I like that. Also, I might make this off the grid and I might not, but off the grid is kind of a little bit right now, so I think I won't, but in all reality it should be off the grid, obviously. Okay, so over here we have this. That's not gonna work as a shelf though, is it? And we need to have like our picnic table style dining, so why don't we get that in right now? I think I might put 2 picnic tables together even to make it look like double as long. I think this one might be best, just so, like, I think contradicting wood tones in houses, usually it's not like super great looking, but for this it makes a lot of sense, so we're gonna do it. I hope that it doesn't offend anyone. That's clipping way too much. Sometimes it's okay and sometimes it's not, but that time it was not. Okay, this is taking up way too much space actually, so we're gonna go with a single one anyhow. Okay, so shove that in like this. That looks great. Okay. So in the dining area, they usually have like this huge, just like array of food on it, so I'm gonna put a whole bunch of stuff. You might want to clear it off if you're using this house, but it's fun. Do you guys like to build houses in Skyrim, by the way? That was another question I was curious about. If you like to build houses, like which one do you usually pick? I think there's 2 that you can build. I picked the Lakeview Manor one, and I'm having a lot of fun building it. I think it's a little bit tedious, but definitely worth it. So there's like nothing in clutter that works other than this spice rack. So let's see if there's like a fruit bowl. Actually, I can just go straight into kitchen decorations. That would probably be way easier. So we're gonna put on like, I wish we could just stick a fish. I think we can. I think we could do that. But we're gonna put on this for sure. This looks very much indicative of Skyrim. And we're gonna put on some jarred things. Ooh, that's kind of creepy. Yeah, I want to put a dead blue slug on the table. It is a vampire's house. Actually, I think this works super well to be putting up here. Because how dare you not let me put things up here? I am going to anyway. Okay, so what else can we put on this table? Also, we could put up like some trophy fishes. I think that makes sense. Like, it's like a lot of the houses have like deer horns and stuff you can put up, so we could put up some fish to show that this person has gone fishing and caught some fish in maybe like a nearby creek. Also, I realized I said that really weird. Okay, there actually is this thing, I totally forgot about it. So this is going right by the fireplace. This is what usually you would see in a Skyrim house. It would be kind of like that. I think that's clipping just a tad too much, but maybe like this works. And then we can move this so it's just under these 2 chairs. That kind of makes sense. I think we'll actually even get this wardrobe to cover up the window, so there's even less light, but that makes like it's really usual for a Skyrim house to have, so I'm gonna justify it that way. So there's this. Now we need some stuff on the wall, because like there's always things hanging in Skyrim houses, like especially like furs are up on the wall. I want to really give that look, so we'll go with wall decorations. I think, oh no, we need this. Okay, never mind. I'm like, oh, let's put up some like furs. It's an apothecary's cabin. What am I doing? Put up a whole bunch of these spice racks. Thank you very much. Like, that was part of the reason that I even wanted to do this build, was because I saw the new spices in Realm of Magic and I was like, oh my gosh, that's like the spices that are on the racks in Skyrim. So like, why wouldn't I use them, silly? So that's pretty much looking spiffy. Nice and spiffy. Yep, I know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. Also, I know that my build videos on this channel aren't very popular, so I'm wondering, I guess if you're this far in the video, you probably are enjoying it, but do you guys want to see more build videos, or like, did you come for the 100 baby challenge? Did you come for the world overhaul? Like, please let me know, because I honestly have been like struggling to figure out how to run this channel lately. Like, I've just been thinking that, like, people are losing interest, like, what am I doing wrong, what am I doing right? So please let me know if you like these types of videos, and I'll keep doing them, or if you don't like them, just, like, drop a dislike or something. Not gonna get offended, just so I know if, like, I'm doing the right kind of video or the wrong kind of video. Like, the worst kind of feedback is just no feedback, so lay it on me, I can take it. Alrighty, I think that the main area, like, it's not super duper cluttered up like I'd like it to be, but I'll do a bit off camera like I said. We're gonna move on to this area, and then once I'm done this area, I'll probably finish up off camera, and you guys will be able to see the finished results at the end in the screenshots, but don't worry, I won't be doing too much without you. I love these chandeliers, but there's no way I can use it in this build because they're just huge and they would stick out in some place or another. So maybe I'll go with this one. I use that way too much though. I also do want to get a cauldron in. So, and like we need a place to cook. Like you can cook in a cauldron, so I think that'll be like the thing you cook out of, but we're also going to need to like stick in a sneaky little fridge, and also I do need to put in an outhouse, but yeah, who wants to see me make a bathroom? I'll do that off camera as well. But for now, our concern is a cauldron, which I think we'll go with the spookiest one because the other fancy one doesn't really do it for me, to be honest. I like this version. I just want to make sure it'll be usable though. I guess probably that's fine. And we could even put like a curtain across here. I think we might put the spandrel, but I don't want to split the rooms too much. Otherwise it could get glitchy. I'm not sure. I've not had issues with it in the past, but I'm always nervous. So we're gonna make a shrine over here. So what we're gonna do for lighting is probably like candles on the floor. That seems like the most ominous and the most like worship. Oh, there's definitely these types of candles in Skyrim too though, with like the black candelabra. I think we'll put some in front just like that. Then this will be where the actual shrine is. So for that, I'm gonna use these decorations in the fountain section just to create like an elevated level of these ones. Like this. I think we'll do black because why skimp on the creepiness, you know? And then we'll do two of these like that. Then we need to get the main statue, the one that actually looks basically exactly like the Shrine of Azura from Skyrim. So like, when I saw this even, that's immediately what I thought. I'm like, why is Azura in The Sims? And now I know why she's in The Sims. It's for us to put in this creepy vampire house. So, here she is. She's obviously not, like, exactly Azura. Obviously, like, it's The Sims, it's not Skyrim, but she is doing very well for our purposes at the moment. So, I think this thing is pretty cool. I might change the color actually. I don't like this one, and I do like this one. So these two have made the cut. And then we could put like some sort of creepy looking apothecary material. That might do our needs pretty good. Okay, yeah, I like the blue one. I think this is pretty representative of Azura being like the god of the night. Well, not the god. It's like she's a Daedric prince. And I don't know why all of them are called Daedric princes. I guess they're not supposed to have a gender or something. I think that looks cool. Don't even know, it doesn't mean anything, but that's what I'm putting there. She also does have like the star of Azura though, so that kind of looks like that. Okay, I'm just gonna justify it like that. Don't worry about it. Definitely was my intent. Okay, so let's... I think this is like pretty done. I just want to put in some clutter. I think I'll do that off camera because I'll probably want to look for specific items to use. Also, I have no clue if they're gonna be able to get around this, like to go in here. So I will playtest it. If they can't, I'll put a door probably here for them to get in, because like even this area, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with it. I think I'll make it like a secret vampire eating place, which is creepy and I don't like it, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it'll be kind of cool. So I do not condone vampires eating people, but I will do it for the fans. Definitely. I think this looks creepy. We'll use that as like, oh yes, the very ominous gardening table of death. Also, it could just be an apothecary stand for all we know. So that might be it, but we'll put some creepy decorations around. You know what? I think I'm gonna finish the rest off camera. So thank you for watching. Please stick around for the screenshots. I'll show like definitely all this stuff in more detail. Finish up detailing the bedrooms, and then put an outhouse, and it'll be ready for download, and you can find how to download this in the description. So I will see you in the next part. Please enjoy the screenshots. Goodbye!